ladies and gentlemen, Gary Moore.
Welcome to Tell the Truth. Like most of us, whether we are housewives, house husbands, or single, our first guest is concerned about the rising cost of meat. And so our first guest came up with an ingenious answer to that problem, and we'll find out more about it as soon as we meet our panel here on To Tell the Truth.
Kitty Carlisle. Bill Cullen. Peggy Cass. And Gene Rayburn.
Thank you very much, Gene. Thank you. Seniority. Yes. Oh, we treat you well on this show. Stroganoff. Stroganoff, dig in and enjoy. There are knives and forks and napkins.
Where do I get a little?
Righty now, let's meet the person who specializes in unusual dishes. Here we go.
Number one, what is your name, please?
My name is Terry Arnell.
Number two.
My name is Terry Arnell.
Number three.
My name is Terry Arnell.
And as usual, the panel's job is to find out who truly is Terry Arnell, and this is the way the affidavit says. It says, I, Terry Arnell, maintain that meat prices are much too high. As a college student, I simply can't afford to pay $1 for a pound of hamburger, particularly when it fries away to nothing. Fortunately, I've hit on an ingenious, money-saving, palate-pleasing plan. Every meal, from breakfast through dinner, contains the same basic ingredient. Take, for example, my glorious beef stroganoff, which the panel is eating now. Made with noodles, sour cream, carrots, garlic, and potatoes, it is the thrifty shopper's delight. Not only is the meat in my stroganoff healthy and delicious, but also very reasonable in price.
Get out of here. What is it?
Why? What? Because it's dog food. Affidavit.
It was delicious.
The affidavit is signed Terry Arnell. Terry, take your seat. Well, we learned a lot that time. The only one who recognized the taste was Peggy.
I didn't eat it.
Oh, you didn't eat it?
No, I looked at it funny.
marvelous.
I said it was delicious, and it still is. I can't help it. It was very good.
I looked at it and it didn't.
It's a terrible idea, but it's very good.
Well,
It looks
Colonel,
funny to me.
let
I
me
eat
tell you,
everything.
if you really think that we served you dog food,
Yeah.
you're barking up the wrong tree. That was a joke.
Yeah.
That is a very fine canned stroganoff, and there is no dog meat in it. However, the health department, what is it here? The health director and the hospital dietitians approved of this particular recipe with dog food. Nothing unhealthy about it. We'll be back to find out how and why and all like that. Now, we have with us three ingenious friends, all of whom say they are Terry Arnell, who has actually been eating dog food as a protest over high meat prices. And we'll start the questioning with the priceless Peggy Cass.
Well, I'm with you as far as meat prices are concerned. I don't even know where you get hamburger for $1 a pound. It's more than that in my market. Rats to them. Number three, what's a nice dog food breakfast? That's the one that's very hard for me to grasp.
Gravy train.
And what do you do with it?
You can have it like a cereal.
Oh, with milk?
With milk, yeah, and sugar.
Is it as good as regular cereal?
Well, I like it better, really.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Now, number one, do you use the moist dried or the dry dried, like Purina dog chow, or do you use the moist kind, like Top Choice?
Oh, I've tried quite a few of them. I did try the gravy train, and of course it makes its own gravy. And then I make a lot of different casseroles and things like that to kind of disguise the effect of it.
Yeah. Well, number two. Do you? What happens to dry? You don't eat dry. Do you eat dry dog food just as a snack?
Yes, ma'am. We eat like milk-bone dog biscuits, too.
Oh, they're not bad, milk-bone dog biscuits.
No.
But what about like Purina dog chow?
Yes, just Purina dog chow with water on it.
Yeah? Well,
Gene Rayburn?
I pass. Number 2, let me pursue what Peggy was talking about. What does it taste like?
It has a really bland taste, like cereal or something like that.
Number 3, if Gary said there was real beef in the food we had here. Now, when you put dog food in it, what do you use? Is it horse meat?
Well, I made stroganoff with horse meat, and you can kill the taste with like garlic, a lot of garlic.
Number
So-
1, I understand the horse meat is inspected by government inspectors, but they wouldn't be as careful inspecting for dogs as they would for humans. Is it safe to eat that stuff, really, number 1?
Yes, they have to inspect it just as much. I mean, it has to pass. And it has more protein in it than our top quality meat.
Number 2, why does a hamburger fry away? Why is it less than...
I guess it's because of the fat in it.
Yeah. Number 3, do you...
And we go on down to Kitty Carlisle, please.
Well, I'm still confused, ladies and gentlemen. What I just ate with such enjoyment, was it dog food or wasn't it dog food? Number 3.
I think they said it was. I don't know.
No, Kitty.
I'm sorry I asked.
No, it was not dog food.
Oh, okay.
It was cat food.
All right. Now, look, I don't have a dog, so I don't know what you're talking about, gravy train and stuff. We have a dog in our house, but we cook the food at home for him, so I don't know all about that. Number 2, what is really in dog food? Is it really horse meat?
Yes, ma'am.
And number 1, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
You can get it with horse meat or beef or whatever's on the label.
And number 1, what does horse meat taste like before you've disguised it with all the garlic and the herbs and things?
Well, it's different. It's different for the different types of dog food that we get. I mean, if you get the dried food, of course, I haven't really taken it just literally as the dog food.
I see.
You know, I try to mix it with things. I did the first time. I tried it in a bowl. And it's hard to describe the taste except just bland.
I'll bet.
Bill Cullen, you have last choice on this delightful subject.
You know, before she began her questioning, Kitty bit me. Makes me...
That proves what it was.
Yeah. You have somebody up for dinner, and I assume you have from time to time. Do you forewarn them?
Well, that's what I use the beef stroganoff.
Oh, in other
I
words,
had people come over for dinner, and
Yeah.
I served them beef stroganoff.
made of dog food.
Yeah, but they ate the whole thing before I told them.
Then
I
you
waited
tell
long.
them.
Wonderful.
Marvelous. Then what did you do, number 3?
Well, I ran out of the room. No.
Yeah, I can. They bit her. Number 2, is this? I think I heard about this. Is this actually a serious endeavor on your part, or is it sort of a college follow-up to the swallowing goldfish? And
No, this is a
no disrespect.
serious thing. We're really mad about the prices being too high.
I agree
What
with you.
school? Where do you go to school, number 2? What is the college or university?
Oklahoma State University.
Is the entire or the majority of the student body doing this?
No, a lot of them are just still laughing at us.
Yeah. Am I correct, number 1? Did I perhaps read about this in the New York Times?
Yes,
Is it?
it's gotten quite a bit of publicity.
And where do you go to school, number 1?
I go to the University of Tennessee.
I'll ask you the same question. Is it?
I'm afraid you won't, Bill, because the bell just rang. Based on what you've learned, mark your ballots, and you have to mark them as to whether it's number 1 or number 2 or number 3. As usual, we pay the team $50 for each wrong vote from the panel, and if the panel votes totally wrong, we give them $500. And so, Peggy, commence.
Well, I have a good reason for my vote, because those 2 girls said that if they took they'd put so much garlic in it to disguise the taste, just loads and loads of garlic. Their social life would be worth nil if they put all that garlic into their systems. Who'd want to kiss them goodnight? So I voted for 2. Boys never care.
We got a 2 going there. And Gene.
I'd like to say I'll kiss 1 and 3 right now. I don't care how much. I won't kiss number 2, though. Let me make that perfectly clear.
2. And we've got a pair of 2s going. And Kitty.
Well, I don't know. I don't think it matters about the garlic. I voted for number 3. I think she made a very good presentation.
All righty. And Bill Cullen, which way are you going to go, friend?
Gee, it's becoming a. If it's not number 2, I will and play dead. I will.
We've got Kitty again is out by herself.
She was right last time.
Yeah, votes are in.
No,
Stand up. There's Terry. Number one, what is your real name? What do you do?
My name's Virginia McCall, and I'm a secretary in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Nice to have you here, Virginia. And Kitty's friend, number three, what is your real name?
My name is Liz Giosa, and I'm an artist model in New York.
Hey, nice to have you. And Terry, in all seriousness, that dog food isn't bad, is it?
No, once you lick the taste.
No, I remember quite seriously, a long time ago, it's in live television, back in the 50s, I had a sponsor, Grow Pup, as a matter of fact. We used to bring a dog out and feed it, and one time the dog wasn't feeling well and he wouldn't eat.
Yeah.
So I got down and I ate it, so the sponsor wouldn't be mad, and it was very good. It really was. Terry, thank you very much, and thank you, ladies, as well, for being here. And now let's meet a guy who deliberately drives his car to pieces.
Number one, what is your name, please?
My name is Ken McCain.
Number two.
My name is Ken McCain.
Number three.
My name is Ken McCain.
And here is the bashing biography of Ken McCain, as follows. I, Ken McCain, am the winner of the world's richest demolition derby. This rock'em, sock'em, bash'em, crash'em contest features devil-may-care drivers who deliberately smash their cars into each other. The object of this popular pastime is simply to destroy the other fellow's car. The driver of the last functioning automobile is the winner. You may be interested to know that brand new and late model cars are driven and demolished by such major racing car drivers as Bobby Unser and Parnelli Jones. Through my carefree derby years, in which I have incapacitated everything from a Rolls Royce to a Chevrolet, I have amassed more money than any derby driver in the world. Signed, Ken McCain. And we'll start with that wheeler dealer, Mr. Bill Cullen.
Yeah, I think the demolition derby sort of satisfies everybody's destructive instinct. We all have a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Number three, I don't imagine you had a destructive instinct. How did you get into the demolition derby driving?
Well, I was more interested in stock car driving than anything else, and I couldn't make the grade, so I started driving demolition derbies.
Number one, what is a stick for?
A stick 4 is for shifting.
No, there's another stick, a white stick on the outside of the car in a demolition derby, in most of them.
Oh, that's a signal. It's an identifying signal they use.
Uh-huh. Number two, for what purpose do they break the stick off?
This is used in just some of the races, not all of them, and I think it's because you're out.
Number three, is it better to hit your opponent with the front of your car or with the back of your car, if you had your choice?
It's better to hit him with the back of your car.
Why is that, number three?
Your front end is, if you get your front end knocked out, you're out of the race.
Number one, is there a gasoline capacity law or rule in most demolition derbies?
Well, they only give you 5 gallons to start with.
And why is that, number one?
Bill, there went the buzzer, and we're going to Peggy.
What do you, number three, what do you do? Just get out in a big field and just keep running into one another like dodgems?
No, this is an organized sport. Usually held in an arena or a raceway on a grass or dirt
you try
track.
to beat one another as well as kill one another.
No, it's quite a bit of confusion in that you're not following a standard course. You're in the middle of an area, a defined area. And if you go out of this area, you're disqualified.
Now, number two, you say you'd rather hit somebody with the back of your car, or somebody said that. But if the engine was in the back, like in a Volkswagen, then you'd rather hit them with the front?
I'd imagine so.
Well, you're the demolition driver, not me. Well, number one, how much is first prize?
Well, actually, unfortunately, it's very little. In the one derby.
You have to pay for all those cars.
Well, in one derby, I won $7,000, and that amounts to almost 8 years total that I did before that, because prizes are very small, can range anywhere.
Number three, then what do you do for a living if you can't make any money at this?
I have a transmission shop.
Oh, you ought to be good at it.
And that takes us, please, to Gene.
Number two, have you ever been hurt?
Not seriously. I've had scratches and lacerations.
You wear a harness, shoulder and belt, waist and all that?
Seat belt, no.
Helmet?
Yes.
Yeah. Number 3, is there one favorite car that you demolition kooks like over others that's more durable than others?
Oh, yes.
What's that, number 3?
General Motors cars, large General Motors cars.
Yeah. Number 1, what constitutes functioning? The rule says the car, you have to keep functioning. What does that mean?
If it's still in motion, the car that's still in motion at the end of the derby.
So you have to keep moving all the time?
Right. Well, after you've smashed into the last car, you're moving backwards.
Yeah. And number 2, why would the front end go before the rear end? What one vital part is up there that would incapacitate you, number 2?
The radiator, I would say.
Number 3, it says you've made a lot of money at this. What does that constitute? I mean...
By that you mean you?
Yeah.
Well, this past year was my biggest year, and I made almost $11,000.
And are you going to go on?
And Kitty gets last go.
Thank you. Is there a time, number 1, is there a time limit on this?
Well, the time limit is as long as you still have gas in your car.
I see. And number 2, the 5 gallons is presumably so to avoid explosions
Well,
or fire?
yes.
I see. And number 3, how hard are you allowed to hit? I mean, could you kill somebody if you wanted to?
Not if, well, you could kill someone, yes.
And you're allowed to hit as hard as you can?
Yes, but there are certain rules, like you can't hit somebody in the door, the driver's side of the door. Now, you don't go out there to kill somebody.
I see. And number 2, when you are in the middle of this race, supposing you are aiming for, you're going for the rear end or something, or the front end of somebody's car, and somebody hits you, and you go into the door, have you ever hurt anybody?
I probably have in the length of time I've raced, but I've never intentionally hit somebody in the door.
Number 2, again, what do you do aside from demolition car racing?
I own a transmission shop.
And number 1, would you say then that a large car is the safest car for the road as well as for demolition driving? Number 2, when did this start?
Oh, gee, there goes the bell, friends. No more questions. Time to make up your mind. The audience now will try to make up our minds as to whether it's number 1 or number 2 or number 3. And if everybody's got them marked, Bill, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's little difference, actually, between a demolition derby and the normal traffic at 6th Avenue and 42nd Street.
True.
I voted for number 3.
You went for 3.
Yeah, he has
all
to
right,
vote.
we got that show. And Peg looks very sure of herself.
Well, I don't think number 2 knew too much about cars. He wouldn't fix my transmission. But now number 3's from the South. He sounds like everybody that's a good car driver of funny cars is from the South. So I voted for 3.
All right. Got a pair of 3s, and Gene?
Well, like Bill, I go for number 3, too. And I also voted for him.
All right. So far we got 3 3s going. And Kitty?
Well, that's funny. I'm out on a limb again. I'm obviously wrong. I voted for number 2 because he didn't give us much information.
Working on reverse psychology.
Yeah.
Now, let me see. Last time you were out by yourself and you didn't make
it. But the time before I did.
That's right.
Well, we'll have to find out.
I think
votes are all in. Will the real Ken McCain please stand up?
I'm always a sports fan. I'm the one that knows about sports.
Number 1, I can't explain it. I thought you were great. What is your real name? What do you do?
My name is Ernie Grunbaum. I'm an advertising copywriter and freelance model.
Oh, hey, good. Number 3, you got almost all the marbles. What's your real name? What do you do?
My name's Mike Hargett. I'm an environmental engineer with Wall Turner Company in Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
I have, I got them over here. I have 2 pictures that I want to show you to show what happens in this demolition derby if you've never seen one before. Here they are. First, let's get a before photograph. Now, this is Ken and a Ford LTD. It's a nice-looking car, right?
Right.
And there's Ken all crouched down there and ready to go. Now, let's take a look at the same car after Ken won the demolition derby. Now, keep in mind that that's the winner. It looks like the loser. Also, Ken, the demolition things, they take the gas tank out of its usual place in the back of the car and move it inside where it won't explode. Isn't that right?
Yes, the gas tank and the battery both are moved inside to prevent a person from having gasoline or battery acid, either one, splattered on them from hitting another car. And as you can see, we use the back end of the car primarily, which does protect the radiator, which I was talking about a little bit before. And when it gets down to the last car or two, then we'll hit with the front end because we don't care about the radiator because the race isn't going to last that much longer anyway.
Ken, thank you very much. And thank you, gentlemen, also for being with us. Well, I can only say I hope you've enjoyed this as much as we have. We're going to do it again soon. In the words of Buckminster Fuller, I have seen the future and it is there. Take care.
This is Bill Wendell speaking for To Tell the Truth, a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production.